serious warning. Europe is in the midst of a protracted energy crisis. Welcome to Eagle News Channel. Europe is racing to store gas for the winter, hoping for a fall in energy prices, but this is unlikely for at least the next 2 years. Nearly 10 months after President Vladimir Putin launched a military campaign in Ukraine, Britain is facing the risk of a prolonged recession due to soaring energy prices. France, where President Emmanuel Macron warned in August that the era of abundant energy was over, has seen fuel shortages and long queues at gas stations in recent weeks. The German government has decided to spend the subsidy budget to pay the energy bills for all citizens and small and medium-sized businesses in December. According to data from Bloomberg, Europe has to spend an additional $1 trillion on energy. Volume, due to rising prices since the outbreak of the Ukraine conflict. As Europe prepares for a difficult winter ahead, many wonder when gas and gasoline prices will return to pre-conflict Ukraine levels. In recent weeks, gas and gasoline prices have been falling. The price of European standard TTF gas on December 11th was $148 per megawatt-hour, down sharply from $338 at the end of August. Brent crude oil price fell from $128 per barrel in early August to $76 on November 12th. However, the current gas price is still twice as high as at the end of January. Experts say it cannot fall much more. "We're definitely going to see prices bounce back," said Tom Marzec-Mansur, head of gas analysis at ICIS in London. Factors driving down gas prices are unlikely to continue into 2023. The sharp drop in crude oil prices, due to the impact of the G7 imposing a ceiling on Russian oil prices, will not last long. Oil prices could rebound to an average of $92 in 2023, 30% higher than in 2021, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Concerned that Russia might cut off all gas, Europe has recently been racing to buy and store as much gas as possible. As of November, the European Union has filled 95% of its stockpiles, exceeding its target of 85% by the end of the year. Europe also saw unusually warm autumns, reducing the heating needs of homes and offices, according to Marzec-Mansur. High gas prices also make many users more economical. In the first 8 months of the year, Europe consumed 10% less gas than in the same period in 2021. Rising supply and falling demand have helped curb gas prices, experts say. It helps Europe avoid severe gas shortages this winter, but temporary shortages could still occur in late winter if new supplies are disrupted, according to Henning Gloystein, Director of Energy and Climate and Resources at the consulting firm Eurasia Group in New York. The current drop in gas prices doesn't mean Europe's winter energy crisis is over, Gloystein said. With the onset of winter, experts predict that gas demand will increase in Europe as early as 2023, bringing with it the risk of a sharp increase in prices. Gas prices are now up more than 40% month-on-month, even though Europe has just received the first snows of the season. European gas importers have been working to keep their inventories open for the winter, while delaying non-essential maintenance plans. But observers warn that if any failure occurs that disrupts the gas supply system, prices will skyrocket again. Oil is in a similar situation. Europe continues to buy crude oil from Russia, despite claims of sanctions against the country over the Ukraine conflict, according to Hari Seshasai, energy analyst and member of the Wilson Center. Europe spent about $266 million a day buying Russian fossil energy, mainly oil, in September, according to the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air in Finland. In April, this number reached $1.02 billion. After the EU announced an oil price ceiling, Russia warned it would stop supplying crude oil to countries participating in this move. If Russian oil is really cut off from the markets of many countries, the price will increase quite a bit. Because there is simply no other source of supply that can completely replace Russian exports to the world, Seshasai said. Domestic demand from major oil exporting countries may also contribute to higher prices. Most oil exporters, particularly in the Middle East and Europe, are also major importers of other essential commodities such as cereals. When food prices rise because of conflict, these countries will not want to lower oil prices because they need more revenue to cover their budgets, according to Yi. However, the factor that can determine gas prices in Europe and world oil prices may not lie in Brussels, Washington, or Moscow, but in Beijing. China has long been the world's largest oil importer. In 2021, the country becomes the largest buyer of liquefied natural gas, LNG, on the planet, surpassing Japan. When China imposed blockade orders to prevent COVID-19, the world's second-largest economy shrank sharply, leading to a drop in energy demand. This benefits Europe and the world, as the supply is not competitive with China, Marzak said. Songtrong China has eased controls and its economy is expected to bounce back. Once China's energy demand increases, global competition will increase, causing fuel prices to rise. Even with the end of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the energy crisis may not abate with Europe, although it could reduce the geopolitical risks associated with energy and trade deals, as well as ease market to some extent, according to Marzak. Energy prices at that time were also unlikely to return to pre-conflict levels, because after drastic moves to reduce dependence, it was difficult for Europe to return to importing large amounts of Russian gas. Even if Brussels wants to return to energy cooperation with Russia, the loss of the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipeline explosions in September could pose many obstacles to restoring gas shipments from Russia to Europe. Experts say the only way that can help reduce oil and gas prices is to increase the supply of new energy to make up for the shortfall from Russia. However, new oil and gas exploitation projects require huge investment capital and are difficult to put into operation in a short time. The German think tank Agora Energiewende said earlier this year that Europe may have to wait until 2027 to replace 80% of its gas imports from pre-conflict Russia with clean energy. We may have to wait until the second half of this decade to see energy prices really fall. That's the bitter truth, said Marzak. Support the channel by like and share the video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell to receive the latest news. Thank you for watching.